this is Ida Dolce of Veganize, this special guest, Dart the cat, who knows he shouldn't be up here right now. Okay, all right, okay, down, I know. Yeah. Okay, and welcome to Veganize This. Today we are airing early because DJ and I are having a quarantine date night. Can't go out, so we're gonna do something nice in. So I'm gonna make something that I made for us on the very first time I had him over, a bunch of years ago. We're gonna make potato gnocchi with white wine, lemon, and peas. One of my favorite things to make. I love making gnocchi. It freezes well. Can be put together pretty quickly. You can take care of the baked potatoes the night before, and it's just so damn good. Anyway, so in here, plus this, I have about 1.5 pounds of russet potatoes. Stick with russets because they have a high starch content. So 1.5 pounds is about 2 large ones, or in my case, 5 itty-bitty ones. Fully baked at 350 for about an hour. You want them really, really, really soft. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and peel them. I've let them cool. All right. Just using my fingers again, nothing fancy here. Come on. You don't have to get all of it off because what I am using is a potato ricer, which is this device here. It's essentially like a giant garlic press. I didn't get all the peel, but that's totally fine. So again, you're going to push, actually open it up, put the potato in, and then like garlic press, you're going to squeeze. And everything comes out nice and beautifully. Use my fingers here because I'm totally fancy. All right. And then sometimes what I like to do is once I open this, rotate the potatoes a tiny bit because you can probably get one more squeeze out. Let's see if I can. Yeah, I got a little bit. All right, cool. All right, awesome. I've also done this with purple potatoes and it just looks so pretty. But again, make sure whatever potato you use, it has a high starch content. All right. Now the reason I wanted to make sure these are cool, I want to work with them when they're cool, not just for the safety of my hands, but I don't want any moisture. If these are hot, there's steam. Steam's going to create moisture. And what's going to end up happening is you're going to overwork your dough and you're going to develop gluten. We're trying to work with this as little as possible because we are going to add flour. We don't want to develop any gluten. We want these to be nice and fluffy, not like if you make homemade pasta, you work the gluten constantly to get that gluten development. Think of the difference between bread and cake. Pasta is more like bread, nice and chewy, something you can tear into. Gnocchi is more like a delicate cake, nice and light and fluffy and pillowy. Again, I'm so excited for this. So in here I have 1 3/4 cup of flour. I might not need all of it, so I'll leave a little behind just in case. To that, I'm going to add about 3 to 4 tablespoons of olive oil. All right. And if you wanted to flavor this, you could throw in some herbs and roasted garlic, throw in some vegan cheese if you wanted. Next thing we're going to add is some salt. You gotta salt this. I'm going to say it over and over again, salt is your friend. I know none of you can see it, but my cat's looking at me here wanting to get back on the counter. All right. So first I'm just going to use a spatula just to kind of bring this together, and then at a certain point, once it forms sort of a semi-cohesive dough, I will turn this out. Now I'm also cutting into it. This is the motion I'm doing as well. I find this is easier than putting it on the counter and dumping the flour on. All right. Now I'm going to start working with my hands. All right, the dough itself is kind of dry. Now your instinct might be to want to add water to this. Don't. Again, water will activate gluten, which is what we're trying to really minimize. All right. I can smell the olive oil in here. Oh, that's such a nice touch with this. All right. And the good thing is, unlike pasta dough, this doesn't need to rest. Once it comes together, you can go ahead and get started. I'm actually going to add a tiny bit more oil to this. That's going to be the quote-unquote moisture I'm going to add to this. There we go. Now it's coming together a lot better. All right, now I'm going to turn it onto my work surface. Let's put you over here. All right, let's bring it together. You're going to kind of knead it a little bit, but not like we did in the previous cinnamon bun video where we're making a bread. We're just trying to get this to kind of just be one big mass of dough. My top viewer right now is my cat, who's just, you can't really see him in the video, but he is walking around. You want to be on TV? You want to be on YouTube? I think he kind of does. And let's keep bringing this together. All right, almost there. All right. So I still have a couple cracks, so I'm just trying to kind of work those together and get all these little scraggly bits connected. And all right, there's my gnocchi dough. Awesome, gnocchi doki. I just realized I have a shirt that says gnocchi doki and I forgot to wear it. Oh well. All right, so there's my gnocchi dough. So next thing I'm gonna do.
We should cancel the feed.
We should, because I didn't put the gnocchi dough on.
Yep, it's over.
Oh well. But I just want everyone to know I'm a Ravenclaw. All right, so this dough I'm going to divide into 4. Now this is a fun activity if you want to do this with kids or unleash your inner kid. You're going to make Play-Doh snakes essentially. So you're going to roll this into a rope. I'll just kind of go here. All right, so I just like to start here. I kind of squeeze it with my hands and then start rolling it. And if you like them big or small, I tend to like small gnocchi because I usually like to get them nice and brown and I want more surface area. Now I can see it's kind of cracking here a little bit, no problem. I'll just add a little flour as I roll. And just keep pressing it. I'm starting with a pretty like heavy piece too. You probably should start with a smaller one, but come on. All right, that end may just not be anything, but that's fine. I got a good amount right here. Let me actually start with a smaller one. Getting a little ahead of myself there. Getting a little cocky. All right. So roll again, like a Play-Doh snake. Sometimes the ends split, and again, that's totally fine. All right, awesome. So this is kind of what we're looking for. Now I'm gonna take a bench scraper and just cut little pieces just like this. So this is what my little gnocchi look like. Now there are a couple ways you can kind of dress this up. One is, do I still have it? I think I do. I might. I do, I just feel it. I keep all my pasta stuff way up here. Is you can use a gnocchi board to get the cute little ridges that you always see. So the best thing to do, I'm gonna have to do it with my non-dominant hand because I cut my thumb yesterday, is press the bottom half right here like this, and then roll it off the board, and then you get those cute little ridges. That's one way to do it. You of course can do this on a fork as well if you don't have one of these. These are actually really cheap. But since we're doing this live, we're gonna do the other thing, which I call the pillow. You're just gonna take your pinky and pop little indentations in here. What this is gonna do is help any kind of sauce you make just catch onto the gnocchi. Again, this is what I like to do, but for time's sake, you don't want to see me rolling all day. All right. So I'm going to roll a little more. All right. And it's okay if you get a couple little kind of crummy ends here. I'd rather have that than have this overworked with a ton more flour in it. I'm realizing I say, all right, a lot when I'm live, which is just kind of makes me laugh. I didn't even realize I do that. Now I can't unhear myself when I say it. And the cool thing about homemade gnocchi is I really like that none of them, no two gnocchi look the same. I really like they're all differently shaped. Because it looks more homemade, it looks rustic. Like an Italian food is, a lot of it's very, very rustic. These look awesome. They look so pretty. Actually, I should put them on my sheet pan. All right. And also what I have on the side here is I have my water boiling at like a very medium low heat. I'm not looking for a crazy rolling boil. I'm just looking for slight bubbles. Again, these I don't want to agitate. These are very delicate. I don't want to agitate them with lots and lots of, well, agitation in the water, I should say. So I'm going to keep them at about a medium-low heat. And these are going to cook very, very quickly because they are fresh. Now, if you were to dry these, or if you were to freeze these, you totally can. I would just leave them out at room temperature for about 2 to 3 hours to dry. If I were to take this, I found that if I take this and just throw it in the freezer, by the time they're ready to boil, they will fall apart in the water. So you want to really get any excess moisture out of them. All right. Bring all this together. I'm going to actually just knead this with my hand really quickly. Maybe that'll help. Oh yeah, that helps a lot more. All right, this is the last one I'm going to do. I'm just going to do a mini one. That way you don't have to watch me do this. And then we'll get started on making the sauce and then just nice poaching the gnocchi. All right, there we go. Now it's working beautifully. And you, of course, can make gnocchi with so many things. They don't have to be potatoes. You can make them with beets. You can make them with cauliflower. That's actually one of my favorites. I've made them with pumpkin, sweet potato. You can, of course, add spinach. I've yet to try making one with vegan ricotta. I know that ricotta gnocchi is another traditional one. One I've actually really wanted to try is making gnocchi with plantains. Just because I really, really love plantains. Okay. So we'll stick with just this for now. Just a small amount. And then I will get going on the sauce. All right, so let's head on over here. All right. So in here, I'm going to add about 1 to 2 tablespoons of non-dairy butter. I want to get this pretty high just to get it melted. I want this to bubble. Don't try this at home. Don't try this at home. While that melts, I want to show everyone this. This is very, very important. So whenever you make pasta or gnocchi, you got to salt the water. And when I say salt, I was going to try to do a dramatic reveal. I mean, not that. That's what we want for salt. This should taste like the ocean. Again, I really want to make sure, because if this doesn't taste like anything, that gnocchi is not going to taste like anything no matter how much sauce you put on it. Again, it breaks my heart to see even cooks I work with at my job not use salt. So, does it taste like the ocean? It sure does. Now remember, your gnocchi or your pasta or whatever you're blanching, it's not going to spend a lot of time in there. So all that salt, not all of that's going to get into your food. Alright. Are we on that camera?
We're on that camera.
Cool.
This one's being a
Alright,
little bit
cool.
laggy.
I got some bubbling going right now. Ooh, that smells so good. I have some pretty high. So first thing I'm going to throw in here are about 2 cloves of garlic, a teaspoon of fresh thyme, and the zest of 1 lemon. Alright, awesome. Just looking to lightly saute this until I can smell it. Let me get all this excess flour off my hands. Alright, it smells good. I can hear it popping. That's great. Alright, yay! Get the nice bubbling, all the cracklings from the thyme. Beautiful. Now I'm going to add about 3/4 cup of white wine. Stand back. You might get a little flair, just a little one. This is not like flambeing with liquor. This is just... I'm going to crank it up to high. I really want to reduce this by about half. So I have it on as high as it'll go. Ooh, that smells so good already. Awesome. So we're getting some bubbles. I'm just going to let that do its thing. While that's going on, I'm going to start poaching some gnocchi. Alright. So with these, I don't want to just take them and just toss them in. I'm going to slowly pull out a few. Oh, I should just pick a few and then just put them in like this. And you're going to go until they float. Remember, the ones that are done are going to float. So you don't have to worry about, oh, they have to go on at the same time. You don't have to do any of that with this, which is great. But again, very, very light. Now what I'm going to do, because they do stick, I'm just going to slosh this through just a little bit. Just briefly. Let's see. And also look at our sauce, like it's really, really, really bubbling away beautifully. It smells so good, that wine. I used a white burgundy because it's what I had on hand. It smells just very, very, what notes am I picking up? I'm definitely getting the garlic notes, but I'm definitely getting some floral notes with it too, which I think will go really well with this. Do you have any floaters yet? It can take about 1 to 2 minutes. It just really depends on how big the gnocchi are. Alright, awesome. Do we have any floaters yet? Alright, but go ahead and take a look at this wine. The bubbles are starting to get a little larger, which means that a lot of that water is cooking out. All the alcohol is cooked out. Still good. Okay, we got a few floaters. Those are just the little ones. I'm just going to go ahead and toss them right in. Now I'm going to throw in some peas as well. These are just frozen peas. Alright, these will cook. They're frozen, but they will still just cook right through. Got some more floaties. I'm going to toss them in. Yay, floaties! That is an actual culinary term of floaties. Only the ones that are floating. Okay, got some movement. Just going to go ahead and turn that up.
You have a visitor.
Huh?
You have a visitor.
Hi! Hi, Dart. This is Dart. He's a year and a half. We actually got him a year ago last Sunday. He just loves to bug me in the kitchen. Hi. Are you sad you're not getting all the attention right now? Is that what's going on? Alright. One more. Just one last one. Alright. So just going to let these kind of finish cooking all the way through in here. Next thing I'm going to add is the juice of a lemon. Start with a half, and if I want to add the other one, I can, if it needs it. But this looks great. Go ahead and add some pepper. I like lots of black pepper. I love the little flecks in there. Right. And finally, some vegan Parmesan. This will help thicken the sauce up.
Why don't you tell us about that fancy device you're using?
Oh yeah, so what I'm using here is a microplane. This is also what I use to zest the lemon. This is great for getting nice fine grades. The most common thing I use it for is for citrus zest. All right, beautiful. But it works really great for this. Awesome. And finally going to finish off with some basil. And, of course, a little bit of nice sea salt for flavor at the end. Okay, and I'm just going to pour it in this bowl. And there is my, let me stir it a little more, just to get the good stuff on the top. And there is my fancy schmancy date night meal. All right, so it's just me, DJ, a bottle of wine, and 2 cats tonight. So that's how you make gnocchi. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy.